Raspup 2010 with you today, and today I have another tutorial for you. And today I should have probably made this tutorial quite a long time ago, but better late than never. I'm going to show you how to use the basic commands such as copy, rename, delete, and move all inside of command prompt. And if you haven't followed along with my previous tutorials, we made a folder X on our C drive, and that's where we're going to use for our examples in this tutorial. So let's begin. Right now I'm going to show you how to delete a folder and how to delete maybe empty out a folder or how to delete a file inside of command prompt. So let's begin. We have here in our X folder a music folder, pictures, text, trash, video, and video.mov. Right now we're going to delete this video file. Now if you don't have access to the graphical user interface to view the folder, you can just type in dir space and then you want to just press enter. It's going to give you all the information that you need, what's inside this directory in the CX folder. And over here I have a video.mov. Now to get a more clear view of what just happened, you want to type in directory dir/ and B and press enter. This is going to get rid of all this information that's not necessary, such as the date, time created, and what kind of file this is. So usually the files that don't have a file extension are going to be the folders, and files that do have file extensions are going to have are going to be just individual files. So I want to delete video.mov. Now the command for that is del space and then the name of the file and its file extension, and press enter. And it shouldn't give you any successful messages. It should just go on to the next line, and if it does that, then you have successfully deleted the file that you want to delete. If we minimize this and we go back to our X folder, you can see that this file is no longer here, so we got rid of it. But you have to be careful what file you delete, because once you delete a file, you can't get it back. It's not in the recycling bin. It's going to be permanently deleted off your computer. Alright, so now I'm going to show you how to delete a folder inside of command prompt. Now here we have a trash1 and trash2. Trash1 we're going to empty everything inside of the folder, and then trash2 we're just going to delete the folder with everything inside it. So if you know what I'm talking about, let's get to the command prompt. Now we're in our X folder, and let's delete the trash1. Now if you use the same command we used to delete a file, it's del and then trash1, press enter, and it's going to ask you, are you sure that you want to delete this? You want to press Y on your keyboard. Once you press Y, you get a successful message. Not a successful message. If you go to the next line, that's automatically a successful message. You want to minimize command prompt, and if we go back to our X folder, we see that the trash1 folder is still there, but we have just deleted it. But if we double click, it has emptied out all the files that have been in this folder and just left the folder itself. Now to remove a folder that's empty, you would do rm, this can be memorized by remove, and then dir and then the folder name. If it's empty, it won't ask you for anything, so it should remove a folder right now without any problems. So let's go to our X folder. As you can see, trash1 is no longer in the folder X. This is because we deleted it this way because it was empty. Now if the folder has files in it, then it's going to be a little bit different. Now let's see, trash2 has files inside of itself. So let's see how this is going to work out. If we do rm dir trash2, it's going to say the directory is not empty, so it's not going to allow you to delete this directory. Now if you do rm dir space / and then a question mark, it's going to give you some parameters here. You can see that /s is to remove all directories and files in the specified directory, blah blah blah. It just basically removes everything. And the /q is so that it wouldn't ask for verification like this. So if we applied both of these parameters, let's say we want to rm dir space and then /s /q and then do a trash2, then it just moves on to the next line and doesn't give you it doesn't prompt you to enter Y or N, it doesn't ask you for verification. And if you minimize this and go back to the X folder, you see that trash2 is no longer there. So that's how you delete folders inside of command prompt. Okay, so now I'm going to show you the move command. And the move command is useful to move stuff from one place to another. So we're going to take the song and we're going to move it to the move here folder. So let's open up command prompt. Now we're currently in our folder X, and if you want to view the files that are currently in folder X, you type in dir and press enter. This is going to give you a result of what date it was created, the time, what kind of file this is, which is a directory, gives you the information of what kind of space it takes up, all this kind of information, how much files, how much directories. If you want a simpler version of what you just saw here, type in dir space / b, and that just gives you the basic without all this info here. So move here. Now the files that don't have file extensions like .mp3, this is an individual file. If it doesn't have a file extension, then most likely it's a directory, so just keep that in mind. So let's move song.mp3 to move here. So to do that, you would use the move command. Type in move and then space what you want to move. If it's a song, if it's a file, or if it's a directory, you gotta tap the name of that. So song.mp3 space and where you want to move it. We're gonna move it to move here and press enter. Now it says one file is moved, and if we minimize this and we go back to our X folder, you can see that the song is currently in the move me folder. Now let me just copy the song and let me just show you something. If you want to copy the song to, let's say, the music folder, right? You would do what we just did. But if you want to, let's say you want to copy this or move it instead, not copy, move it to our desktop. How would you do that? You can't type in desktop, because if you did that, if you just went to move a song.mp3 to desktop, it's gonna say one file is moved, yes, but when you go back, it just gives us a desktop. And what is this? You can't. It didn't move it to our desktop, so how do we get it to move to our desktop? Well, that's where the absolute path comes in. So let's paste back our song here, and now we're gonna move this to our desktop. So open up command prompt, and what you want to do is you want to type in move, you want to go to the folder where the file is at, which is our X folder, move song.mp3, and you got to give an absolute path, so C, users, Dima, and then desktop. And that's how you do it to a specific folder. So I have one file is moved, and if I go back here, my file is no longer here, and if I go back here, I have a song.mp3 on my desktop, which has just been moved from folder X. So let me just cut this back to my folder X. Right now I'm going to show you how to move directories from one directory to another. Now moving a directory from one directory to another is the same exact thing. You would let's say you want to move here to music. To do that, you would type in move here, and then where you want. So we want to move space what we want to move is move here space where we want to move it. We want to move it to music, and it says one directory is moved. And as you can see, if we open up our music folder, move here is currently in that folder. So let's go back. Now let's say we want to move this to a desktop. We would do the exact same thing we would do with a file. We would do let's say move here to C, users, Dima, and then desktop. And one directory is moved, and if we check our desktop, sure enough, the directory is on our desktop. So that's how you move files and folders inside of command prompt. Alright, so right now I'm going to show you how to rename folders and files inside of command prompt. So here we have move here. Let's rename move here to move. So how would you do that? You would use the ren command, R-E-N, and it's the first three letters of the word rename, so that should be easy to memorize. Ren space what you want to rename. So if we're going to rename, let's rename a song. So song.mp3, what you want to rename it to. So let's do music.mp3 and press enter. And this is going to change, it's going to rename the file that we just specified. What if we want to rename a directory? How would you do that? Same thing, ren, and then the directory name, which is move here, just change it to move and press enter, and you can see the directory changes what we made it, our specified name that we gave in this command. So that's how you rename files and folders inside of command prompt. Okay guys, so right now I'm going to show you how to copy files and folders from one place to another. Now I do have to warn you that in command prompt I haven't yet found a way of moving just the whole folder from one place to another. Instead, it moves all the files from inside of one folder to another. So if I find a way, I'll post a tutorial, but I've tried Googling it, I've tried searching for it, I can't find it. So just follow along with me. Let's copy the awesome.mp3 to our empty folder. So how would we do that? We would use the copy command. Copy, and then we would do awesome.mp3 space and our empty folder. Now since this folder has a space, we're gonna have to put it in quotations. So we do empty folder and then end the quotes and press enter. And as you can see, it says one file is copied, and we open up our empty folder. Sure enough, the file is there. Now make sure that you put quotations around folders that have spaces, because it's going to think that you're switching to another parameter, and it might give you an error back in return. So just keep that in mind when you're copying to folders that have a space there. And let's move a directory from one directory to another. So let's move to the empty folder. So how would we do that? You would do copy, move to empty folder, enter, and it's gonna move everything that's in. It's gonna copy everything that's in this folder, and it's gonna paste it back in this folder. So if we were to do that to copy pictures to empty folder, it's gonna ask you to override or not if the same files are contained in the current folder. Just press yes, and if you open it up, all the contents from the inside of this folder, from the pictures folder, have been copied to the empty folder. So that's how you copy and paste stuff inside of command prompt. By the way, if you want to copy something like awesome.mp3 to our desktop, you would do the same thing. Copy and then type in the name, and then you want to give it a specific path, since desktop is not contained in the X folder. So you do C, users, Dima, and then desktop, enter, and it says one file is copied. And over here we can see that the file has been copied to our desktop. Thank you guys for watching this tutorial. If you have any questions, post them in the comment sections below. I'll try to get back to you as soon as possible. Rate, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.